Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet and on YouTube. This is the week 3 upset picks, and last week we hit it big. Let's not be bashful or modest about it. We just completely knocked it out of the park with that Oakland pick. I know you guys were a little nervous when I told you to move the chips there, but I'm sure you felt good walking in the work with another 2 or 3 G's in your pocket. So let's ponder the week 3 upsets now. The first game, let's start with Las Vegas again. Las Vegas at the New England Patriots. New England's favored by 6 points, and for me, this is too much. I think this is going to be an absolute dogfight. I like Josh Jacobs. I like this offensive line from Las Vegas, but another thing I'm starting to like is Carr. He's not going to dominate games. He's not going to do anything special or spectacular, but I think he can make the simple plays. He has great chemistry with his tight end, and I'm looking at New England's defense, and I've been telling you guys all year, this New England defense is a little bit fugazi. This isn't the old New England defense of last year. This isn't a top 5 defense by any means, and you can just tell by how many players on this defense held out due to COVID. And last week we hit that Seattle money pick because of that, because that New England defense didn't show up. Now, I think this is going to be a very close game. Las Vegas will be in this game in the fourth quarter. They will be alive. This game for me just comes down to who makes the big plays in the fourth quarter. Who's going to be better in the fourth quarter, Cam Newton or Carr? That should be interesting, but I have to say one thing. Carr has better weapons than Cam Newton and the New England Patriots. Sometimes in late game situations, that can mean everything. And everyone likes to shit on this Raiders defense, but if this Raiders defense comes and brings their hard hats and they perform, they stop the run, I think they can win this game again. The next upset to ponder, I'm only pondering this because you guys want me to. The Houston Texans at Pittsburgh. Now, this is set up as an upset. You would think, okay, is Houston really going to go 0-3? Deshaun Watson's too damn good for this, but I just feel like this Houston team reached a plateau. There's a lack of energy. There's a lack of gusto. There's a lack of team fight and spirit. And when you have that, it's hard to beat the Steelers. The Steelers are organized. They have a very good defense. And Big Ben is this year's renaissance, man. Big Ben is living a renaissance, and we see it with his attitude. We see it with the throws. We see how this Pittsburgh offense is growing. So I want you guys to stay the hell away from that one. I even think Pittsburgh wins and covers. I wouldn't even pick Houston to cover that game. But I talked about it because you guys wanted me to talk about it. The next game that I'm eyeing for an upset is the Carolina Panthers at the LA Chargers. Now, Carolina has a lot of problems. Let's be realistic. And you guys know I'm no fan of Theodore Bridgewater. This man brings problems. He brings stagnation to offenses. But you want to know what? Who else brings stagnation to offenses? Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor will start for the LA Chargers. And for me, this is a bonehead decision. But let's look at Matt Rule. Let's look at these 2 games. Yes, they took 2 massive L's, but you see growth. You see expectation in this Carolina Panther team. And I think this is going to be another close game. And you just wonder, okay, maybe Carolina doesn't get over the hump due to McCaffrey being out, due to Teddy Bridgewater not making enough plays. But when you got Teddy Bridgewater, but when you got Tyrod Taylor for the LA Chargers, Carolina's going to have a chance in this game, whether you like it or not. Whether LA has way more talent than Carolina, that's fine, but Tyrod Taylor will keep this game close, and Carolina will be in striking distance. So that's an interesting one to watch. Some people are talking about Dallas getting that upset at Seattle. I'm not seeing it, fellas. I'm not seeing the evolution with Dallas. I told you guys I wasn't high on Dallas coming into this year. Of course, someone's got to win that NFC East, but I'm just not all that high on them. Here's a game I absolutely love for an upset. The Washington football team at the Cleveland Browns. The spread's -7 for Cleveland right now, but I'm seeing a lot of opportunity for this Washington team. Now, here's how you beat the Browns. You have to stop their run, and Washington can do that. Washington has a tremendous front seven, but you have to pressure Baker. You have to force turnovers. You have to make that little kid in the pocket feel uncomfortable, and that's what this Washington front four will do. They are one of the best in the league, and they have depth for days. They come at you in waves like a pill. They come at you all game, and they're relentless, and I think they will be relentless towards Baker. And then, when you're talking about upset, you got to talk about the head coach. When you've got Riverboat Ron versus Kevin Stefanski, what does that say to you? Do I need to draw it out? Do I need to draw it out? That sounds like an upset to me. That sounds like Riverboat Ron is rolling into Cleveland with that Washington flag and planting it on the 50-yard line after beating Baker Mayfield 24-13. I'm just not seeing how this Cleveland offense is going to get over 17 points against this focused, hungry Washington defense. I'm not seeing it. And we know Washington has their offensive problems. But they're going to keep it simple. They're going to run the ball. They're going to hit you with play action. They will make 2 or 3 big plays. But the big plays this game will come from the Washington defense. It's about time for Stefanski and Baker to fail colossally, and I think week 3 is a good time for that. I think this is the upset I will be taking this week. But Washington with the 7 points all day, baby. Give me that. Give me that. Some people are talking about the Giants upsetting the 49ers. I mean, I understand why people are thinking that, but you guys were saying the same thing about the Jets last week. We know San Fran has an injury list long as hell, but they're still going to run it better than the Giants. They'll probably throw it equally to the Giants, even if Jimmy G doesn't play. So how are the Giants going to run the ball and make big plays on defense? I could see San Fran just grinding this game out. I could see it being 17-13. I'm just not seeing the upset, fellas. And stay away from teams like the Giants and Jets. I tried to talk you guys out of that Jets upset last week, but no one really listened to me. Well, since I've been reading some more stuff from some of my subscribers about the Jets at Indy, Indy's favored by 11. Don't go with this. Don't even go with the Jets to cover. Not because I don't like taking the points, but the Jets are the most unorganized, unenthusiastic, worst coach team in the league. There's no team that's more unprepared in this league than the New York Jets. And that's something you can't bet your hard-earned money on. If you do, you guys are going to lose it because this team is just inconsistent. They don't have a lot of talent, but what's worse, they don't have the fight. They don't have the vigor. And this Colts team, they're going to just run it down their throat. Like, the Jets probably will cover this game, but this is one you don't want to bet. And the Jets certainly aren't coming in here and winning. And then we have some other upsets. KC over Baltimore. I think Baltimore wins the game. And that's not really that big an upset. Some people are talking about Green Bay at New Orleans. That's not a blockbuster upset. Last game two games I want to talk about. Detroit at Arizona. Like, listen, Detroit might enter halftime in the lead against Arizona, but they will not win that game. They don't have the conditioning. They don't have the heart. They don't have the coaching. Plus, Arizona, they come at you in waves. That offense is hurry up, great tempo. And it feels like that offense gets better as the game goes on. And when you watch Detroit, they get worse as the game goes on. And Denver's not doing shit against Tampa Bay. Just stop it, people. Just stop it. Subscribe. hit the like button, share the videos. Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, I will be live. Leave your questions down below if you can't be there. If you want to call in, all you need is an email address. It's really, really easy. I'll be live Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Make sure you guys turn on your notifications. Don't be late to this money.